Okay, folks, welcome back. I'm gonna run I see a lot of group comments about these headsets and which headset to get. And since I got all three, I can do a quick comparison based on my machine and what I get running VR. And so here's my machine stats. My CPU is about 6 or 7 years old. I don't know if you can see that, but it is an i7, an Intel i7 9700 at 3.60 gigahertz, 8 cores, 8 processors. And my memory, I'm running a total of 64 gigabytes. 64 gigabytes. I'm running DCS on a 1 terabyte SSD EVO drive, and the GPU is 3080 Ti with 12 gigabytes. NVDIA GE FORCE RTX 3080 Ti, which is really the newest thing on my computer. This memory is not running as fast as it should according to Windows. Windows is only running at 2133. So with this system, uh, with a very old CPU, this is what I get. It's not to kind of uh, definitely not brag on this system because it's old. It's just to show you that okay, if you're looking at trying to get VR or run DCS, this is kind of uh, to me a base system. You know, it's an older system, but I can still run it pretty decently. But I see some comments talk about running it at full graphics. You're gonna need a monster machine to do that. So I'm not running it at full graphics. And if you try to do something like DCS Liberation, you're gonna really need a monster machine because DCS Liberation will put hundreds, maybe even thousands of different resources in a mission. And if you try to run all of that, it's gonna be a challenge for any PC. I ain't saying they're not out there, but you're gonna have to spend some bucks. All right, but that's my machine. So I'm using DCS here. I'm mirroring it, my settings. DCS mirror to streaming. I understand streaming. Streaming is gonna be a little, uh, what's the word? It's gonna add another layer. Whereas if you're just at home recording, you're doing VR, you might be all right, you know, with the system you got. But that's my system, and this is what I get. So this first one is the Quest 2, if I can ever get back to the right screen. All right, let's go with the Quest 2. I'm gonna run this. I'm gonna run the same mission or the same setup. So we are 1920, one screen, 1024, no anti-aliasing, and I'm running low. I'm pretty running low graphics. And let's put the frame rate up there. You ain't gonna be able to see it, but it shows 72. I think if I put it right here, because once I get in the game, I can't adjust it. What's the best way to stick it? I'm gonna stick it right there. All right, 72 frames. All right, so most people don't have their Apache, so I'm just gonna do an aircraft. I will do F-16 Persian Gulf, if that's what I want to do. Let's see. Yeah, let's do Persian Gulf. So this first one is the Quest 2. I'm gonna break in between and set up the Quest 3. The HP, I can tell you right now, it's gonna run like crap. I don't really know why, but it does. Something happened where I can't, for some reason, stream. The HP is all jumpy and whatnot. No, this ain't what I want to run. It's got too much going on here. I just want to run something like a simple refueling. Oh, oh come on. F-18C. All right, it's got too much shit in it. I don't have to be fighting it. I just want to fly. All right, with an F-16. So 72 frames just doing nothing. I got a few planes up. Let me make sure I'm recording because I'm going to post a recording. I'll post this recording because streaming does kind of add a little bit to the issue. And so I can't see any comments, but of course, appreciate the comments, likes, views, all that good stuff. So right now we're still at 72 frames. And I don't know if you can see the screen. It's kind of doing a, like some kind of movie special effect where like you're getting the interference in the TV screen right before the aliens hit. The Quest 2 does that. Yeah, I think we're still loading up now too. What this is kind of what it looks like now. We're trying to catch this tanker. I probably won't tank. I just want to see what's going on here. So what? I'm saying 72 frames still with the Quest 2. We'll just make my wingman do something just to get some action here. Oh goddamn! Wouldn't it get out of focus stuff is a pain in the ass, but that's what happens. Okay, flight. And,
Flight, get the tanker.
I probably won't be able to wait because he usually is so far behind. But I'm still doing 71 frames. Looks decent. Outside view. We got a couple of planes refueling. Zoom in, 72 frames.
Colt 1, tally utility at bullseye 256, Fort 100.
Try not to make this a long video, so I just want to get up here and get closer. I mean, but I can see everything pretty clear, other than that screen jumping and jerking. So we're still pretty decent frame rate. More than decent. I mean, getting 72. I won't get this in DCS Liberation though. We're not even close. We dropped down to about 36, 40 frames. Actually, this is looking a lot frame rate wise way better than what I normally get. So of course, I guess today my PC wants to show out. But you see, I got an old PC and I'm still getting pretty decent graphics. That's at 25,000 feet, but it don't change much until you get down low and you get a lot of resources on screen. Like if I go fly in the mountains, I probably still get the same frame rate. Which, let me get close up on him. I'll get close up on him and then I'll do a mountain run. That's even jumping up to 74 frames. That's pretty good for the Quest 2. Alright, so that's what it looks like in the
Fight. RTB.
Quest 2, I don't think it's gonna change much.
RTB.
Okay, yeah. I seen it dip down to 36, so I think the lower you get, the more stuff you get. Now we're getting like 60 to 70 something. What's a good route?
Altitude.
Yeah.
Altitude.
Still 70 something.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Still at 70 something. And again, I got an older computer. My CPU is at least 6 years old. My memory is not being recognized as the fastest, but it's still good.
Altitude. Altitude.
I would say that my CPU is a bottleneck, but
Altitude. Altitude.
I mean, from what I'm seeing,
Altitude.
it's okay. And again, like I say, streaming, your
Altitude.
internet connection can, definitely make it look different. But when you just playing the game, this 72 frames is pretty much, I would say, damn good. Alright, so that's with the Quest 2. Let me set up right quick for the Quest 3. And I'll be right back. Alright, what's up there, Mike? Just saw your comments. Yeah, you know, DCS is not not an everybody's game, unfortunately. It's a niche. Very few people play. Alright, so I got to do a whole nother setup here with the Quest 3. Basically, I got to power down the Quest 3 and put on the Quest 2. Or Quest 2 and put on the Quest 3. Alright, let's see. Quest 3. Now, HP is going to be a bear to set up. Because I just realized it's a totally different setup than what I... HP is going to be a little bit more difficult. Plus, it's not... HP is not running the way this one runs for some reason. Okay. Let's put the frame rate calculator up. 72, just like the Quest 3. I'll run the same mission. Try to do the same little setup. We got let me put it up a little bit. F-18 Persian Gulf. I'd be shocked if there's any difference here. It shouldn't be. These should come out to be the same. And again, I'm not doing this like, you know, with an impressive computer, just showing you a lot of people that ask the question, what's the difference between the G2, the Quest 3, the Quest 2, and since I had all three, but look, we got the same. We start out at 72. 72 frames. Let's see, we load it in. See, from my eyes, the only time I see a difference is if I actually change the cockpit resolution. If it's at 1024, Quest 2, 3, or the G2, I don't see no difference. I don't see no difference. And let me see what we got here. Options. See, res of cockpit is 1024. Not every frame, but 1024. And everything else is low. Now I can bump it up a little bit with the Quest 3 more so than I can the Quest 2. And if you'll notice, this Quest 3 isn't doing that screen. I don't even know if y'all can see that, but it's the Quest 2 does this little, you know, radio interference type screen every now and then. I don't know why it does that. This one doesn't do that. Yeah, this does not do that. All right, so let's give my man a. I always have the trouble getting the mouse to show up so I can hit the damn buttons.
Flight, get the tanker. Copy.
Alright, so look, we're still 70 some frames. Not that big a difference. Like, well, it's no difference. It's still, to me, it looks the same. Of course, with the same graphics. Didn't change nothing. It all looks the same. But granted, I'm not a real stickler for graphics. I mean, I can't play Falcon BMS graphics, but if you give me graphics that look like this, I don't have that keen eye to say, you know, I can't read the field test gauge clearly. That don't phase me. I mean, that's just how I am, I guess. But a lot of people, they can get pretty detailed about their machines. But I guess if you pay a lot of money for your machine, you want that sucker to be like, you want it to be on point. I I, I can understand that. But I can read the fuel gauge. I can understand what those said. Then, of course, too, I got bifocals on, so I got six eyes on this motherfucker. But it's still 72, 73 frames. Tanker looks good. My man is back there looking good. Somewhere back there. Uh, yeah. It's just 72 frames, man. Now, I could play DCS Liberation and really tug it down to about 36 frame, and then if you throw some tomahawks in the air, you can knock it all the way down to 7 or 8 frames easily. That's for either headset. So they actually perform about the same, doing the same thing on my computer. I just emphasize on my computer because my computer's a little old. Yeah, we still sticking around 72 frames, so. I mean, basically, to me, this kind of shows that you got a decent GPU. Well, a good GPU. 3080 Ti is a good GPU. So you got a good GPU and a decent CPU. My CPU is 6 years old. It's an i7 9700K with like 8 processors, 8 cores. So, you know, you can run DCS like this. Now, I don't have 100 different units on scene, but I'd imagine that even with more units,
Flight, get the tanker.
you might get it to drop down to. Shit, I want him to go home.
Flight, RTB.
You might get it to drop down lower. Let's see what happens in the mountains. See, when I did that on the Quest 2, it briefly dropped to like 36 frames when it got to see all them clouds. But again, it's just to give you a base for a lot of people that ask about, hey, can I run DCS with XYZ in VR? Yeah.
Altitude. Altitude.
Even though I think the requirements that they got on the website for DCS, it's a little bit outdated. They're not that far off because I would say my machine is, I think it would be middle of the road, maybe a little bit less than middle of the road, and it's meeting the requirements. I'm still running at 73 frames.
Altitude. Altitude.
70, 70. It's still staying in the 70s, so. But this is the Quest 3.
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, still in the 70s. Now, I think all three of these are gonna run at that range. In that 70 some range. But the H2, for some reason, I haven't been able to get it to stream well. But I'm gonna put up a recording so you'll still be able to see what's happening. But let me try to hook the H2 up. All right, I stand corrected. Let's see, this is showing doing nothing. The HP is at 90 freaking frames per second. But the stream goes to crap. And recording is going to be good, but the stream is going to go to crap. I don't know why it does this. But usually when I start to stream, it's going to jump. And all this noise is adjustments I have to make for these glasses because this Quest 2, I don't know if they make an aftermarket headset for this thing, but it's not very adjustable. But nobody cares about that. It's workable, but it's not very adjustable. So let's see. My headset needs to be clean too. So we had 90, 89, 90 varying frame rate. Same. Gonna do the same setup. But I thought they would all be about 70. Yeah. G2 is like 20, roughly 20 something ahead, about 90, 92 frames. Resting, that is. Let's see, they all take about the same time to load up. What we got? Let's see, now we at so it's considerably a little slower here. It looks like 65 to 70. I've seen a 77 pop up there. So it's not that far off.
Flight, get the tanker. Roger.
Oh, it is slower. It's got 69. It ain't that much. It's like it's going between 69 and 75 ish. Which I'll be honest with you, it ain't gonna. That ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna be able to tell the difference in that. Well, I can't say you won't. I don't. I can't tell the difference in that. If I got one that's doing that 69 frames per second, another doing that 72. Yeah, it's, that ain't gonna be too much of a difference to me. But again, I'm not real finicky about graphics and frame rate. Just give me enough to where I can get through without it being all herky jerky, and I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. And if you just want to be a stickler, yeah. So this is looking like it's jumping between 65 and 70. Whereas the Quest 2 and 3 was at 72, 73 frames. Pretty consistent. Just almost the whole time. But I do see this jump up to like 75 occasionally. I mean, so to me they're equal. Yeah, they're equal to me. I will say that this gauge is a lot clearer right here. And a lot of the gauges are a lot clearer. But when I look down, of course, wearing these damn bifocals, I have to adjust accordingly. This headset is a lot more comfortable than the Quest 2. Even I don't like the headset band. The headset itself is comfortable. If you wear bifocals or glasses, you probably want to get some of those lenses. You probably want to get some of those lenses. It's not comfortable on your nose, but in terms on your head, it is more comfortable. But because I wear bifocals, I have to have it in the exact spot and angle to see both long distance and short distance. But man, in terms of these headsets, to me, I'm gonna say they're the same.
Flight, RTB.
I think the Quest 2 and 3 though have another advantage in that there's a lot more games to play. So if you're gonna do more than just DCS, I would say you definitely want to buy the Quest 2 or 3. And if I had a choice between the Quest 2 and the Quest 3, I'd get the Quest 3. Because no matter what I do, I can't stop that squiggly radio interference type look on the Quest 2. And it could be my computer, who knows. Yeah, see, this is a lot. Now this is a big difference here. I was getting in the 70s. I'm only getting in the 50s here. And so the Quest 2 and
Altitude.
3,
Altitude.
just based on my computer and doing this same little test, put foot to ass on this HP. And I can actually see the
Altitude.
difference
Altitude. Altitude.
in terms of
Altitude.
speed and how it looks.
Altitude.
Yeah, I can see the difference.
Altitude.
We're in the 60s. Yep, big difference there.
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, I can tell the difference there. Yeah, yeah, you can definitely tell the difference between 60 and 70
Altitude.
frames.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
That'll make you dizzy. Your brain is telling you like, hey, that's not right. What the? So
Altitude.
I think if you do that enough,
Altitude.
it'll get you. If I do this enough, it'll get to me. And I'm kind of used to VR. If I fly like this too much, I get sick. Yeah, my head starts to hurt, stomach gets queasy, this gets to me. Yeah, there's definitely a big difference here between the two
Altitude.
Quests and this HP.
Altitude. Pull up.
But that's
Pull
on my
up.
system. I'm not talking about what it would do on somebody else's system. On my system is a difference. But still, 60 frames, 50 frames. I mean, you still can do something with that.
Altitude. Altitude. Pull up. Pull up. Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, big difference. I didn't know that. I didn't expect that. Did not expect that at all. Sitting at what is it, 60? It's probably averaging like 65 frames, maybe less. I don't know. But shit, I never seen that before. But yep, that's my brief scientific, unscientific, and I don't know how that turned out. Uh, I would imagine that HP, the graphic wise, it turned like crap, but I recorded it too. But I was kind of shocked. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was shocked to see that the HP didn't even beat the Quest 2. I ain't gonna say it didn't beat it, but I thought they would all be about 72. And maybe technically they are about 72. I don't know. But I definitely felt a difference driving, flying around in the mountains than I did with the Quest 2 and 3. So there you have it. It's time to go get some lunch. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate the likes, the views, the comments. Stars always appreciated, not required. And yeah, I'll probably be back flying something. I still got to do my DCS Liberation missions. I am almost done with that campaign. Uh, it's kind of at the boring stage now, but I'm determined to finish at least one campaign. All right, folks. Peace.